Hey, comic community, Lombok Love Affair here. I have a bit of a haul that you've probably seen these books over different time periods because they are books that I've bought at Comic Cons and at LCSs and other things that estate sales that I have sent out to be pressed. So they got pressed and cleaned so they present better so that I can send them to CGC. So this haul is both books that I've already sent to be pressed that they came back and I'm ready to send them to CGC. But there are also books that I'm ready to go off to pressing. So they're the ones at the beginning of the stage before I even send it off to CGC. So these are I have 35 books that are CGC ready, and I have another 35 that are ready to go to the presser in order to be ready for CGC. Confused? Well, let's get into the books. I have to thank and do a shameless plug for Eric at Comic Book Pressing on Instagram. So it's comic book underscore pressing on Instagram if you're interested. He presses almost all of my stuff. I haven't found another presser that I've worked with. Eric is always great. He is flexible, has great deals. He does flash sales on Instagram, so be sure to check him out. He does get busy, but who doesn't in this day and age? So comic book pressing takes about anywhere from a month to 2 months, depending on how busy and how many people are submitting their books to him. But he has some great sales. So I asked him to send me some swag to put out there on the channel. I will put the link in the description below, and then his card, which Walter got a hold of and decided to carry that around when I went out to dinner the other night. So that was a joy to come home and find a comic book carried into the other room, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So comic book pressing, comic book underscore pressing on Instagram to check out if you are interested at all. He is great to describe his process. So I'm going to show you the books that he pressed for me recently, and there's about 20 or 30. Got a nice stack here, and these are books that I have a steady flow, so when stuff comes in, I send more stuff out. So I have more stuff that are going out. But let me show you this. So this first book is the book that Walter carried around. So Predator #1. Picked this up at that estate sale in June. Walter did pick it up. It does have a spine indent, which is okay. And then he did have a little indent carrying it around. You can see that from his teeth. He gingerly did something to it. He did take my Sunfire Big Hero 6 #1 and bring it in the other room and bent it. So that was a bummer, but it wasn't like it was X-Men #1 from the 63. So Predator #1. He also pressed for me Marvel Spotlight 29. Got some early Moon Knight, and that's a newsstand, which is neither here nor there in that time period. Marvel Spotlight 2, first Werewolf by Night. This is another estate sale one, and these are books that I've postponed sending off to him because there's been other ones that have been in the hopper before these. So Captain Marvel 16 and 17. These are really nice condition. Sent them off for press just to be sure that I did everything I could. Marvel Premiere 28, The Legion of Monsters. Who knows if this will come into play, but I think it's an awesome cover. It's a great one for any horror movie collectors out there. Sent Guarding the Globe #6, the Invincible cover. You don't see this too much. Picked this up at a con not too long ago. It was in great condition, but I just wanted to send it out for a press. It's a variant cover. It does have a couple spine creases, but with white covers, I feel like CGC sometimes is a bit more forgiving. I've had this one for a while. Ironheart #1. Is this Stephanie Hahn's variant, I think it is. So I picked this up for like $40 or something like that back in the day. So this book is definitely appreciated. Maybe not my favorite Ironheart cover, but I bought it probably more for an investment than actually to enjoy it. Marvel Spotlight 28. Got some Moon Knight action going on there. Let's see. We got Werewolf by Night #1. Look at that. I picked this up. My local comic shop during COVID was doing online sales on Instagram every Wednesday, so I tuned in and they had this, so I just picked it up for like $70. Then a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So Michelangelo micro series, the reprinting of, I think this is the 4th or 5th print of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Can't remember exactly which one. I'd have to look inside. Donatello #1, one shot. And these were all high grade. I picked them up at a sale in October for like $4 each. So I figured there's not much to lose there. A reprint, issue number 2. Really nice cover of number 10. And nice number 5. So those are the books that I just got back from pressing. These are the books I'm sending off to Eric for the next round of pressing. I have 35 of these. So I keep on missing this, sending this off to him. So I'm finally sending in Something That's Killing Children, the 6th print. Hard to find, low print. So just getting that pressed. Found an awesome copy on eBay a while back, Tales of Suspense 58. I believe this is the 2nd appearance of Craven. It's a really nice copy. So I'm going to get this cleaned and pressed and graded. Who knows with the Craven movie. This is my 3rd copy of Invincible 75, the Ryan Otley variant. So I'm going to have this this cleaned and pressed. It's a really nice copy. It does have some creasing because I paid very little for it. Invincible number 1, the 1st print, David Finch cover. I'm sorry, Invincible Returns number 1. And then Invincible Returns number 1, the Eric Larson cover. There's some waviness to this cover. There's no water damage, but it almost feels, as you can see, like water damage in there. So it's like it. So I figured get that pressed out. That'll press really nicely. Nextman number 21, right? Yeah. First appearance of Hellboy. This is my 2nd copy, but the first one I'm ever grading. So hopeful that it gets high 9s. It's not going to be a 9/8. I think it has a spine crease or 2. Next Wave number 1. Elsa Bloodstone. We got Avengers 23. So this is, gosh, the character is Raven something, I think. Sort of the suitor for Kang. She's in the Loki series. So picked this up a while back for $100 some odd. Get that press. It's a really nice copy. I found an ungraded copy of Ultimate Fallout number 4, first appearance of Miles Morales. This is the original, not the reprint facsimile, whatever it is. So I thought this would be a good one to press and get graded. I have Marvel Spotlight 32. We have 1, 2, 3. Getting these all pressed and cleaned. And then talk about multiples. I have X-Men 221, first appearance of Mr. Sinister, newsstand, regular, and regular. So I have 4 copies. This is actually not all the ones I have. I have a beat up newsstand one, but wanted to get these pressed and cleaned. And last one I'm sending out is Amazing Spider-Man 300. Another one I picked up right before it catapulted. In the middle of the pandemic, again, my store was having an online sale when they were not open during COVID. So $290. I think I paid less than $290. I think it was like 20% off. So got this for a really great deal, and it's high grade. It's really high grade. So I got one back not too long ago for a 9. That was a 9.6. I have a signed McFarlane that's a 9, which was my original one. So we'll see what this comes back on. So this is my 3rd one. So we'll see. Maybe I'll keep one of these. Maybe I'll sell one. I don't know. But these are the books I'm sending off to be pressed, and they will soon go to CGC. Also sending off Fantastic Four 67. It's got a weird staple. It's got tape on the edges. Going to send it to get pressed, cleaned, not tape removed. I'm just not going to deal with it. The tape didn't look like it was going to be removable. 67, the 2nd print from JCPenney's. So definitely a much whiter cover than the original, but a cool sort of one that you don't see all that often. Speaking of what you don't see all that often, Spider-Man 2, number 1, the Pacelli Thanos variant. Don't see this too much. Marvel Unlimited variant. I have a bunch of Black Panther Shuri variants. So I got number 1. Picked this up for $10 on Instagram right before it catapulted. So I was really appreciative of finding that. So it's the variant cover, the Lashley variant. Number 7. Nice cool white border there. Number 1. So picked this up at an estate sale for, I think it was like $2. It's in the wrong bag. I didn't pay any money for that. I paid $2. And then I picked this one up for 20 bucks in the beginning of the pandemic through Zapp's Comics. They had an online sale when they were not open. So I was like hustling. And I also picked up this one from Zapp's for 15. Number 2 was Shuri's first appearance. So this is her first cover, I believe, is Black Panther, J. Scott Campbell cover, and then her first original appearance. So cool books to get graded. I have a couple Strange Tales 178. I picked a couple of the better ones I have. I have one that is detached. I'm not sure what CGC would do with that, with a detached cover. I have Marvel Premiere. Oh, and I'm not doing the detached. That's not the detached one. Marvel Premiere 1. So this is one I recently bought, and this is one that's been in my PC for quite some time, so I'm curious to see what it'll look like once it's cleaned and pressed and looking brand spanking new as possible. But the one I bought recently just looks really nice, really nice. And I bought that one along with this one, Marvel Premiere number 2, and these were in my Wilmington, North Carolina haul I picked up at Memory Lane Comics 2. But this one was near minty, I think. Very little discoloration, just needs a press. I think it's great. So those are first Adam Warlock in his current iteration. Alias number 1. Need to get that pressed and graded. I've been meaning to do that for over a year. Ghost Rider number 1, my second copy. A little bit of a spine roll, but we'll see what happens with that. Avengers Academy 1, the variant, with this cool ribbon character. TMNT number 2, Adventures number 2, the newsstand. Really nice copy, a high grade copy. I think I can get a really decent grade out of this. I have a number 1 that's a newsstand at CGC right now, so this would be a good one to pair with that. Peter Porker number 1. Figure this is a decent copy, different, good spine, has a lot of promise, and a book that I think is like 9/8 potential. Legends number 3, First Suicide Squad. So I almost put this on eBay. I looked at it, I was examining it, taking pictures, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this. I'm going to grade it and see what comes back. I think at the lowest 9/6, highest 9/8. I think it would be great to come back that way. So those are the books that I'm planning to submit to Eric at Comic Book Pressing to get pressed and cleaned. And eventually I'll send them off to CGC to get graded. So fingers crossed for the books that are going to CGC, and fingers crossed for the books that are going to California for pressing. So there we go. Would love to hear what you have to say. If you use Eric, let me know what you think of his work. I always appreciate his work. Give him a shout out. Let him know you saw the video. And let me know what you think about comic book pressing in general, the concept, not the person. Who do you go for pressing? How many books do you send in normally? Anything else that you might think is fun? It'd be fun to see your opinions in the comment section below. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.